Do we like that they kept McCarthy? Let's start there. Where are we at with the McCarthy retention?
I don't like it.
Ooh.
And I don't understand the thinking behind it. Yeah, you're good in the regular season. Yeah, Dak had a great regular season. CeeDee Lamb had a great regular season. The defense was good. But haven't we seen this? We've seen this. Oh, he wins a lot of games. So are you about winning Super Bowls or winning games? The Cowboys, you would think, would be about – you have a roster that's ready now, and it's going to get worse because of Dak Prescott's cap hit. Like, he has basically a $6 million cap hit next season. So now you have to extend Dak to a new deal. Oh, Micah Parsons will be wanting a new – oh, CeeDee Lamb will also be wanting a new – so now you're going to start running into some difficulties. I just don't understand when Mike McCarthy has shown you who he is as a coach, and you think he's going to change this late in the game. He cannot manage a clock. He doesn't understand time management.
Damn.
And he's done this time after time, and it just really boggles my mind that these dudes like him still are head coaches. It boggles my mind because we all played a long time. And there's some coaches that are really, really good, and there's some coaches that are really, really bad, and you're like, damn, he's still coaching? And I'm not saying he's on that spectrum,
right? But
he's not getting the Cowboys to where they want to go. I promise you that. And I doubt if I'm going to be wrong with that. And then we'll be sitting here next year and say, oh, yeah, you know, we brought him. We brought him back thinking things would change. It didn't. Yeah, another waste of year.
They're going to get rid of him before the season's in.
Well, TJ, I got to pick out a few things that you just said why I'm not surprised that Jerry Jones didn't fire Mike McCarthy, because, one, you said the team is ready now. So when I was, thinking about who would be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, who do they expect to bring in overnight that's going to change like the culture overnight and make them a Super Bowl contending team? For one, if you bring a new head coach, now Dak Prescott has to learn a brand new offense, right? So you don't take a quarterback and put him in a brand new offense, and
which would be the third. That would now be the third offense.
Right. And expect for him to excel and be elite and lead that team all to the Super Bowl, being in the offense for the first year. Same thing defensively. You install a new defense. Now those guys have to learn a new defense. I think the best thing for Jerry Jones to get a better result than what he got this year and the playoffs was to retain Mike McCarthy and say, you know what?
Point.
Let's just stick with what we have and just see if we can get better next year. Because right now, you can't say you bring in a Bill Belichick or whoever the case may be, and the Dallas Cowboys are going to become this Super Bowl contending team just because they bring in a new head coach.
Now, when you're a veteran, if you get this head coach now, you're going to learn the system in offseason, because if I'm not mistaken, there's this one guy.
C.J. Stroud.
No, not even him. There's this one guy. He went to a team, and if I'm not mistaken, he left Detroit. He left Detroit. What's that guy? Oh, Mr. Stafford, Mr. Matthew Stafford. Did he not leave Detroit and go to the Rams? And what did he do?
Won a Super Bowl. Yeah, Tom Brady did the same thing the year before in the COVID year.
Yeah, and so when you're a veteran, Plex, we all know. We gonna learn that system in offseason. We good to go.
It's a good counterpoint. It's a good counterpoint, Plex.
But you're talking about veterans. This Dallas they're a young team.
Not on offense.
You're not calling Dak Prescott a veteran?
Not on offense.
Yeah, Dak is a veteran.
Dak is a vet. Brandon Cooks is a vet. CeeDee Lamb is a vet. Tony Pollard is a vet. That offensive line, they are now vets.
They need more talent offensively on this team, first and foremost, before they get a head coach.
How much more talent do they need?
They need a running game. You can't say Tony Pollard is a viable option.
That's their fault. They could have brought Zeke back.
They could have brought him back.
And you need to address the wide receiver position and get somebody along CeeDee Lamb. So you
had Amari Cooper.
What won't happen last week, 2 weeks ago, happen next year, because all they did was, you know what, we're going to double the hell out of CeeDee Lamb and make somebody else beat us. That's exactly what Green Bay did to them, and Dallas couldn't overcome it, especially with the way that Dak was playing. So
Green Bay made Dallas looked like they couldn't stop a nosebleed on defense as well. It wasn't just the offense that let them down that day. That was a team effort.
And defensively, look at this team. Micah's not going anywhere. Trayvon Diggs is not going anywhere.
He's going to be back.
DeMarcus Lawrence is not going anywhere.
But what happens if you lose Dan Quinn? See, I think they're going to try to keep Dan Quinn because if Mike McCarthy doesn't get off to a good start next year, they're going to let him go and put Dan Quinn as head coach.
What Dan Quinn defense should do against the Packers?
Listen, I don't blame Dan Quinn for the defensive performance that the Dallas Cowboys had in that game because you know why? That interior run defense, man, they ran the ball down Dallas' throats like you could not believe.
Stop playing the pass all game.
And if they was playing the pass.
And if you're a defensive coordinator, you cannot teach physicality and toughness.
But there wasn't enough guys to stop the run. They was playing for the pass.
Nobody within 20 yards of the tight end on that. That should never happen in the National Football League.
It was a tight end hide. It was a double level coming from the right, and the tight end went under the linebackers.
He ran a flatten up, technically from the opposite side. But
it's a tight end hide.
This is the playoffs. That shouldn't happen.
It shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen.
It did happen on Dan Quinn's watch.
Young quarterback. What you think they want? The offensive game plan is going to do. What is going to be for a young quarterback in his first playoff game? Run the ball. You would think so, right?
I mean, Green Bay did it,
and that's my point. Jordan Love is a young quarterback.
So stack that line, pressuring.
How do you not understand that they're going to come out and try to run the ball? Play action, misdirection, make sure your eyes are in the right place. This is the game plan for a young quarterback in his first playoff game.
You giving him respect like he's Pat Mahomes out there.
And that's what the Cowboys, it seems as if they weren't prepared for. Now, we know players make mistakes. We make mistakes.
Hey, TJ, I know TJ came out and said, listen, it was Super Bowl or bust for Mike McCarthy. He was going to be fired. He went out in the first round of the playoffs
and still got his job.
And he still has his job.
Still has his job.
So that leads me to believe that Jerry Jones, from hiring a new head coach, he has no idea who to hire. Because what he witnessed last 2 weeks ago against this Green Bay Packer team, there's nothing that can fix it but the team.
Yeah. Well, Go ahead. Finish.
Nobody. You can't bring in. Bill Belichick's going to come in and just make this team that much better. We're going to win the NFC East. We're going to the NFC Championship game in the play and get into the Super Bowl. No, that's not how it works. You keep a group of guys together for however long, 4, 5, 6 years, or whatever the case may be. I thought this year was Dallas's best chance to get to the Super Bowl and win it. They went out in the first round, which is unfathomable. Everybody was thinking, listen, there's going to be a rematch in San Francisco NFC Championship game. That didn't happen. So what you do is you Jerry Jones, if there's nobody out there from a head coaching perspective to hire, then you retain Mike McCarthy and run it back again next season because make no mistake about it, if Mike McCarthy does not win a world championship next year, this is his last year as a Dallas Cowboy head coach because you should be gone now. So Jerry Jones, I think he's doing the best thing to try to the shortest route to get this team to compete for a championship is to keep Mike McCarthy as the head coach.
Some other interesting notes and news out of the NFL. Sirianni, he's still unknown in terms of his status, which I think is interesting in Philadelphia. Belichick.
I don't even know why that's a question.
Okay, come on. Go ahead.
Like, Sirianni is a season removed from the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Did they underachieve this season?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems as if they did. But he lost his offensive coordinator. He lost his defensive coordinator.
He did.
And Shane Steichen and Jonathan Gannon. And so bringing in new coordinators, it wasn't their year. But to say a coach is on the hot seat, I don't understand that. I really don't. I think Sirianni did what he could considering the circumstances that he had.
Okay, that's fair. You agree, Plax?
Yeah, I do, man. I agree. So I don't think that Sirianni is deserving of being fired. I mean, even though they did collapse within the last month of the season.
It was a bad collapse.
It was.
It was as epic a collapse as it gets. It was
a bad collapse. It was like just like nobody foresaw Mike Vrabel being fired from Tennessee either, being the fact that he had just went to the playoffs 2 out of the last 3 seasons. So, like I said last week, I just feel that there's a shift in this coaching carousel coming up with these players. And you just don't know what you're going to see right now. So I think Sirianni deserves another go at his job, and see what the Eagles do next year.